Let knowledge flow like a river, without any hindrance. Don't make it like a stagnant pool. Designing something is the art of applying accumulated knowledge. It is an inherent quality, and knowledge can be gathered from countless sources. Hey everyone! I'm PS Chatterjee, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm excited to kick off a brand new series, Dynamic KPI Dashboard on Sales Reports. At first, I was a bit unsure about how to present this series. If I packed everything into one video, it would be way too long, a real test of patience for viewers. On the other hand, splitting it into multiple videos made me wonder if YouTube might think it is repetitive content. So, I turned to my trusty AI companion, ChatGPT, for advice. And let me tell you, this AI is a lifesaver. Based on the recommendations, I have divided the series into 4 focused parts. Part 1, Dynamic KPI Dashboard, Simplify with Conditional Logic. Part 2, Dynamic KPI Dashboard, Solving with Advanced If and VLOOKUP. Part 3, Dynamic KPI Dashboard, Solving with Advanced If and HLOOKUP. Part 4, Dynamic KPI Dashboard, Leveraging Index Match for Flexibility. This video is a perfect example of a DIY project for Excel enthusiasts. In fact, it is the first demonstration of a DIY project on my channel. Before diving in, you will need a good grasp of the basics: Excel's if functions, conditional formatting, cell formatting, drop-down menus, defined names, and more. Do not worry. If you are not familiar with these yet, I have got you covered. Check out the links in the description to my earlier videos on these topics. Are you ready to take your Excel skills to the next level? Imagine creating dashboards that are not just visually stunning but also fully interactive. In this series, I will guide you step by step to build dynamic dashboards using form controls and charts in Excel. For those unfamiliar, KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. These are measurable values that show how effectively a company is achieving its business objectives. Whether it is at the company level, department level, or for a specific process, KPIs are essential for performance insights. If you find this content helpful, your support means a lot to me. You can share this video, subscribe to my channel, comment, like, or even dislike it. Yes, disliking is helpful too, but only if you leave a comment explaining why. Your feedback helps me improve and deliver even better, free content. And do not forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's jump into the actual theme of this demonstrations and its amazing techniques. This demonstration focuses on creating and analyzing multiple Excel tables, each titled Sales Report for past few years. In this slide, you are viewing a table specifically for Sales Report for the year 2021. These tables share a common structure with the following columns: months, total units sold in number, total costs, total sales, and total profit. The last 3 columns are expressed in US dollars. For this demonstration, we have created 4 such tables, which we will refer to as data tables. This is our second data sheet, titled Sales Report for the year 2022, with the same data structure as the previous sheet. This is our third data sheet, titled Sales Report for the year 2023, with the same data structure as the previous sheet. This is our fourth data sheet, titled Sales Report for the year 2024, maintaining the same data structure as the previous sheets. Observe that the title box of this data table is uniquely formatted with green fill, bold, and italic font. This distinctive formatting indicates that we are currently viewing data for the year 2024. Our primary objective is to extract and analyze key data points from these tables to identify and evaluate critical key performance indicators, KPIs. In the next slide, to achieve this dynamic formatting, I've utilized conditional formatting. Briefly, on this slide, we'll explore the conditional formatting applied to the data table headings. First, I selected the title cell. Then, in Excel 2010, I chose the Use a Formula to determine which cells to format option within conditional formatting. In the formula box, I entered equals chart $B$3 equals 2024. Finally, I applied red fill and bold italic font to the cell when the condition is met. Here, chart refers to the sheet containing the drop-down menu, and cell B3 holds the selected year value. This process needs to be repeated for the remaining 3 data table headings. This is our data entry sheet, titled Chart. We'll use this sheet to create dynamic KPI charts and graphs by interacting with 3 drop-down menus, year, months, and items. Below the drop-downs, you'll see the numbers 2024, 13, and 1. These represent the codes associated with each drop-down selection. We've used Excel functions value and mid to generate these codes. Please refer to the formulas displayed below the drop-downs for details. Using Excel's Define Name option, I've assigned names to each drop-down code, year, months, and items. Below the drop-downs, you'll find a table that mirrors the structure of our data table. Our goal is to dynamically populate this table with data from the original data table by selecting different combinations from the drop-down menus. Next slide. To create the first drop-down menu for year, select cell B2. Navigate to the Data tab on the ribbon. Click on Data Validation. In the Allow drop-down, select List. In the source field, enter the following values: 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021. To ensure the functionality of this drop-down menu, include commas and spaces as shown in the figure. Click OK. Your first drop-down menu is now ready. To create the second drop-down menu for months, select cell C2. Format cell C2 as text to prevent Excel from automatically converting the leading zeros. In the Data tab, click Data Validation. Choose List in the Allow drop-down. In the source field, enter 01, January, 02, February, 03, March, 04, April, 05, May, 06, June, 07, July, 08, August, 09, September, 10, October, 11, November, 12, December, and 13, all months. Remember to include commas and spaces for proper functionality. Follow the figure. Click OK. Your second drop-down menu is now ready. To create the third and final drop-down menu for items, select cell D2. Format cell D2 as text to prevent Excel from automatically converting the leading zeros. In the Data tab, click Data Validation. Choose List in the Allow drop-down. In the Source field, enter 01, all items, 02, total units sold, 03, total sales, 04, total costs, 05, total profit. Remember to include commas and spaces for proper functionality. Follow the figure. Click OK. Your third and final drop-down menu is now ready. Now, let's fill the cells from C5 to F16 with Excel formulas. Before we start, we need to plan our approach to ensure we reach our goal efficiently. The best path may vary depending on your individual preferences. Our first objective is to fill cell C5. In this cell, we need to enter the following formula. Equals if, n, year equals 2024 or, items equals 1 items equals 2, or, months equals 1 months equals 13, data, B3. If, n, year equals 2023 or, items equals 1 items equals 2, or, months equals 1 months equals 13, data, F3. If, n, year equals 2022 or, items equals 1 items equals 2, or, months equals 1 months equals 13, data, J3. If, n, year equals 2021 or, items equals 1 items equals 2, or, months equals 1 months equals 13, data, N3. This formula has 4 distinct parts. Let's focus on the first part. Equals if, n, year equals 2024 or, items equals 1 items equals 2, or, months equals 1 months equals 13, data, B3. Here, year, item, and months refer to fixed cell references, while data, B3 is a relative reference. This cell is located in the sheet named Data. This expression instructs Excel to do the following: if the year code is 2024, and the item code is either 1 or 2, and the month code is either 1 or 13, then return the value from cell B3 of the sheet named Data. Now, let's examine the second part. If, n, year equals 2023 or, items equals 1 items equals 2, or, months equals 1 months equals 13, data, F3. This expression tells Excel that if the year code is 2023, and the item code is either 1 or 2, and the month code is either 1 or 13, then return the value from cell F3 of the sheet named Data. Purpose of the double quotes at the end of the formula. In the formula, the double quotes are used to keep the cell blank, if none of the preceding conditions are met. Similarly, the third and fourth parts of the formula work in the same way, with the only difference being the cell references, data, J3 and data, N3. Remember, row 5 of the chart sheet is reserved for the month of January. Next, formula for cell D5. Now, let's examine the formula required for cell D5. Compared to the previous formula, there are a few key differences. Item code change, in all sets of the formula, items equals 2 is replaced with items equals 3. Reference cell changes. For the year 2024, the reference cell changes from data, B3 to data, C3. For the year 2023, it changes from data, F3 to data, G3. For the year 2022, it changes from data, J3 to data, K3. For the year 2021, it changes from data, N3 to data, O3. Next, formula for cell E5. Now, let's examine the formula required for cell E5. Compared to the previous formula, there are a few key differences. Item code change, in all sets of the formula, items equals 2 is replaced with items equals 4. Reference cell changes. For the year 2024, the reference cell changes from data, B3 to data, D3. For the year 2023, it changes from data, F3 to data, H3. For the year 2022, it changes from data, J3 to data, L3. For the year 2021, it changes from data, N3 to data, P3. Next, formula for cell F5. Now, let's examine the formula required for cell F5. Compared to the previous formula, there are a few key differences. Item code change, in all sets of the formula, items equals 2 is replaced with items equals 5. Reference cell changes. For the year 2024, the reference cell changes from data, B3 to data, E3. For the year 2023, it changes from data, F3 to data, I3. For the year 2022, it changes from data, J3 to data, M3. For the year 2021, it changes from data, N3 to data, Q3. Now, we have to enter all these formulas to the Excel, from cell C5 to F5 respectively. We have two options for entering this formula. Option 1, copy the formula directly from this PowerPoint presentation and paste it into cell D5 of the Excel sheet. Option 2, select cell C5 in the Excel sheet, then paste the first formula by copying the formula from PowerPoint presentation. Then use the copy, paste special, and formula options. Copy the formula from cell C5 to paste the formula into cell D5 to E5. The reference cell data, B3 will automatically change to data, C3. However, you'll need to manually change the items code from 2 to 5. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to select this entire formula and enter it into my actual Excel sheet. By copying this formula, I will paste it into cell B3 to D5 of the chart sheet. Now, look at the bottom of this table and you will find two rows. Row 17 for the grand total of the column, and you are also watching the simple sum formula for the respective cell. Row 18 for checking the transfer data. It will work only when our selected month date is 13, that is all months, and in this slide you are watching the formulas for column data C and D. Next. This slide presents the formulas for column data E and F. I believe it would be more beneficial to transition to the actual Excel sheet to demonstrate their application. If you encounter any difficulties while applying these formulas, please feel free to leave a comment. I am now switching over to my actual Excel sheet. In this Excel sheet, we've pasted formulas copied from a PowerPoint presentation into cells C5 to D5. To demonstrate a second option, we've copied the formula from cell D5 to cell E5. This row represents January, so the month code is consistently 1 or 13 for all cells. We need to change the item code from 4 to 5, as the column heading is total profit in dollar, corresponding to the fifth option in the item dropdown. After updating the formulas, we observe the values 54725, 54725, 3009875, and 246, 2625 displayed in the respective cells. Switching to the data sheet, we see these same values, confirming data consistency. Now, we change the year in the data table from 2024 to 2023 and return to the chart sheet. Updating the year here to 2023, we see the values changed to 45605, 45605, 250875, and 2052225. Again, these values match the updated data sheet. Repeating this process, we change the year in the data table to 2022 and then 2021, observing consistent data updates in both the chart sheet and the data sheet. In conclusion, we have successfully demonstrated the dynamic transfer of data from the data table sheet to the data table within the chart sheet. Now I am hiding the row 3. To complete the table, select cells C5 to E5 and use the fill handle or copy-paste formulas to populate the next row. Remember to update the month code within each formula according to the respective month. This process of copying, pasting, and adjusting the month code needs to be repeated until row 16. Ultimately we have table like this. Upon completion, observe the difference in the last row displaying 0 in all cells. This indicates successful data transfer across the entire table. Identifying key performance indicators, KPIs, within this extensive data table can be challenging. A visual representation of the data through graphs will provide much needed clarity. In the next part of this video, we will focus on creating insightful graphs from this data. Let's create a dynamic graph to effectively visualize our data. Graphs act as powerful storytellers for data tables. I've already covered this topic in detail in my channel. Here's a brief overview of the process. To create a chart, select the data range, in this case, select cells B4 to F16. Insert a chart, go to the Insert tab in the ribbon and choose the desired column chart. Adjust the chart, manually format the chart to adjust its size and appearance. After rendering, we have a basic graph displaying all the data. While visually appealing, this initial graph might make it difficult to quickly identify specific key performance indicators, KPIs. To address this, we'll incorporate a drop-down menu to filter the data dynamically. Currently, Our search options are year 2024, all months, and all items. To view the graph for year 2024, January, and all items, select January in the month drop-down. And you are watching that graphs. To view the graph for year 2023, January, and all items, select 2023 in the year drop-down. And you are watching that graphs. To view the graph for year 2023, January, and total units sold, select total units sold in the item drop-down. To view the graph for year 2023, January, and total sales, select total sales in the item drop-down. To view the graph for year 2023, January, and total costs, select total costs in the item drop-down. To view the graph for year 2023, January, and total profit, select total profit in the item drop-down. By using the drop-down menus, we can easily isolate and analyze specific KPIs, making the graph more informative and user-friendly. I believe this approach effectively demonstrates the creation of a dynamic KPI dashboard, simplify with conditional logic. What are your thoughts? Please share your feedback in the comments below. Today, we explored Part 1, Dynamic KPI Dashboard, Simplify with Conditional Logic. I'm incredibly grateful for your curiosity and enthusiasm. It fuels my passion for creating content. The power of Excel is truly remarkable. Your questions not only help me understand your needs better but also push me to continually learn and expand my own knowledge. So, please don't hesitate to leave any questions you may have in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with your network, and subscribe to my channel for more Excel tips and tutorials. Your feedback and questions are invaluable to me. Let's continue this learning journey together. Thank you for watching Streamline Your Work, Dynamic KPI Dashboard, Simplify with Conditional Logic. Happy dynamic KPI dashboarding, and I'll see you in the next video.